Hello guys, this is the fifth part of our 2D platform shooter. In this video we will give HP to the player so that he can die too, and we will create a simple respawn system for the enemies so that they can respawn a short time after we kill them. Both systems are really simple, but before we start them, let's fix a little problem from the dialogue system from the last video. The problem is that if we start a dialogue, go away and come back to the NPC, a new dialogue will be started, like we can see here. So let's fix that. To fix that, we can add at the body exited function an extra verification to check if there is a dialogue created, and if it is, we just kill the dialogue. So if we walk away from the NPC, the dialogue should be destroyed. Let's check it. And yes, it is working. So let's begin the main content of this video. Let's start giving HP to the player. This will be really simple to implement as we will reuse the enemy's life bar. That's why you should create separate scenes when you can. So let's open the player scene. And we can drag the life bar to the scene. Now let's scale it down. And we can create a function to manage what happens to the player when he's hit. So let's inspire ourselves at the enemy's function. So we can just copy it and adjust it, because we don't want to add killed enemies when the player dies. And we can't simply kill the player, that would be weird. We need to restart the game when the player dies. And a good way to do that is create a restart game function in the global script. You could for sure restart the game right here. But I like to create a restart game function, because sometimes you have to reset variables or make some changes before the game is restarted. And that will be the case here too. So let's go to the global script and create a restart game function. At the moment we just need to reset the enemy's killed variable. And then we can reload the current scene. Now we need to make the bullet check the collision with the player. So we can go to the bullet scene. Now we add the signal when a body enters the bullet's area. Here in the function we will check if the body name is player, because this is the name we gave to the static body, as you can see. And if it is, we call the hitted function from the player. So it should be working now, let's check it. Okay, the player can die now and the game is restarted when that happens. But the bullet's not being destroyed after it hits the enemy. Sometimes that's a desirable behavior, but I guess it would be better to change that in this game. So, as we already have this destroy function to destroy the bullet, we can just call it. Let's check it. Okay, it is working as expected now. Now let's create a simple respawn system. So this respawn system will just recreate a new enemy 1 second after the enemy is killed, at the same position. I guess it would make more sense to create it at the main scene, as it will manage a general behavior of the game. So let's add a script at the main scene. First we can preload the enemy's scene, so that we can create instance of it later. Then we create a function to respawn the enemy. So this function will create the instance. and let's add a parameter that will be the position to respawn the enemy. And here we add a value of pause to the instantiated position. Now we use the yield function to wait for a given time. In this case it will be 1 second, and after that we respawn the enemy. You can just add it, without creating this new function. I'm creating it because maybe in the future I will add something else here. And now we can go back to the enemy, and here, when the enemy dies, before we kill him, we access the resp enemy function from the parent, that's the main scene, and we pass the current position of the enemy. So the new enemy will be created at the same position of the killed enemy. Let's check it. And there's it, the enemy respawns 1 second after he's killed. Nice, but we can make some small adjustments. First let's drag this platform a bit up, because at the moment the player cannot pass under it. And we can make the player's life bar be always visible. So let's do that. First we go back to our ground scene. Let's move this platform a bit. Now let's move the enemy too, just a little bit. I think that's enough. Now we can go to the player scene to adjust the life bar. Normally we can change the order of the elements of the scene changing the Z index. But controls node don't have a Z index. So we can use a little trick to change that. So we create a new node 2D. Let's rename it to L bar. Now we put the life bar inside of this node. And now we can change the Z index of L bar. Bigger numbers will be in front of smaller numbers. We just need to pay attention that as we have changed the position of life bar, we need to adjust that at the code. And now let's check the result. So we can see that the life bar is now always visible, and we can pass under this platform. So that's it for this video, I hope you enjoyed. If so, please consider leave a comment, subscribe, give a thumbs up, and thanks for watching, bye!